It's one of the most powerful hormones in the human body, a molecule that determines whether we store energy or burn it, insulin. But in today's world, this life-sustaining hormone has become one of the most misunderstood and misused messengers in our biology. When insulin works, it unlocks the cell's ability to absorb glucose and produce energy. When it fails, when your cells stop listening, the result is insulin resistance, the biochemical root of metabolic syndrome, obesity, diabetes, and even cognitive decline. Understanding this single process, insulin resistance, could redefine how we heal modern disease. Before we get too deep into this topic, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. This will help bring the truth about health and healing to the thousands of people who need to hear this message. Now back to the episode. Insulin is produced by beta cells in the pancreas in response to rising blood glucose after a meal. It binds to specialized insulin receptors on muscle, fat, and liver cells, unlocking the membrane transporters that allow glucose to enter. Think of it as a metabolic key. The insulin molecule fits into its receptor like a key fits a lock. Once engaged, it activates a cascade, the PI3K-AKT signaling pathway, which triggers the translocation of GLUT4 transporters to the cell surface. This allows glucose to move from the bloodstream into the cell, where mitochondria convert it into ATP, energy for life. But when that key no longer fits, when the receptors stop responding, glucose remains trapped in the blood and insulin levels skyrocket. That's the birth of insulin resistance. So, what makes cells deaf to insulin signal? The answer lies in energy overload. When we consume more glucose and refined carbohydrates than our body needs, insulin levels stay high all day. Muscle cells become saturated with glycogen. Fat cells overflow. The liver begins converting excess glucose into fat, a process called de novo lipogenesis. Over time, this constant energy surplus triggers inflammation and oxidative stress inside cells. Lipid intermediates like diacylglycerol, DAG, and ceramides accumulate, disrupting insulin receptor signaling. It's as if the lock becomes corroded, the key can still turn, but the door no longer opens. Mitochondria, our energy factories, also become overwhelmed. When they can't efficiently process glucose and fatty acids, they leak free radicals, further damaging the very pathways that keep insulin sensitivity intact. Back in 1963, British physiologist Philip Randle described something remarkable, the Randle Cycle, or glucose fatty acid cycle. He discovered that when both glucose and fatty acids are elevated, they compete for entry into the mitochondria. High levels of one inhibit the metabolism of the other. In modern diets, and high in both carbs and fat, this creates a metabolic traffic jam. Muscle cells, flooded with fatty acids, downregulate glucose oxidation, further increasing blood sugar and insulin levels. This constant tug of war between fuel sources causes chronic energy inefficiency. Instead of switching between carbohydrate and fat burning smoothly, the body becomes metabolically inflexible. A hallmark of insulin resistance, the result? Fatigue, hunger, and a biochemical signal that tells the body to store, not burn, energy. Insulin resistance doesn't act alone. It recruits a team of hormonal disruptors. Cortisol, the stress hormone, raises blood sugar to prepare the body for fight or flight. Chronic elevation of cortisol, from sleep deprivation, stress, or inflammation, amplifies insulin resistance. Leptin, the hormone of satiety, becomes dysregulated, leading to constant hunger and overeating. Meanwhile, adiponectin, which enhances insulin sensitivity, declines as visceral fat accumulates. Inflammatory molecules like TNF-alpha and IL-6 interfere directly with insulin receptor signaling. This systemic inflammation is what transforms a dietary imbalance into a full-blown metabolic disorder. The immune system, meant to protect, becomes an accomplice in the breakdown of metabolism. The ripple effects of insulin resistance extend far beyond glucose. In the liver, it drives fat accumulation, leading to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. In the brain, it impairs glucose uptake, leading researchers to nickname Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. In the vascular system, it promotes endothelial dysfunction, the first step toward atherosclerosis. Insulin resistance is not just about sugar. It's about cellular signaling gone wrong across every organ system. The good news, insulin resistance can be reversed through biology, not pharmaceuticals. 1. The ketogenic and low-carb diet. By lowering carbohydrate intake, insulin levels drop, allowing fat oxidation to resume. Ketones provide an alternate fuel that reduces oxidative stress and inflammation. Studies show significant improvements in HbA1c, triglycerides, and liver enzymes within weeks of adopting a ketogenic lifestyle. 2. Resistance training and HIIT. Muscle tissue is the largest glucose sink in the body. Building lean muscle mass increases GLUT4 receptor density and enhances insulin sensitivity. High-intensity interval training, HIIT, rapidly depletes glycogen stores, forcing the body to burn fat and resensitize insulin pathways. 3. Fasting and circadian repair. Time-restricted eating and intermittent fasting restore metabolic rhythm and improve mitochondrial turnover through autophagy. When paired with quality sleep and morning light exposure, cortisol normalizes and metabolic hormones recalibrate. There is no pill that restores insulin sensitivity. Healing requires participation, a partnership between the individual and their own biology. The patient must become a scientist of their own body, tracking fasting insulin, triglycerides, HbA1c, sleep, and activity. When awareness becomes daily practice, biology begins to align with intention. Healing isn't found in a prescription pad. It's built in the choices we repeat every day. Insulin resistance is not your enemy, it's your body's feedback. A biochemical message asking for balance, movement, and nourishment. When we listen to that message, we unlock the code to longevity, because to heal metabolism is to heal life itself. If you found this information helpful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment as to how insulin resistance may be affecting your life. For more information about our clinic, please go to drvictoriamunoz.com or see link in description below. We have helped thousands of people regain their health and vitality, and we can help you. Join us next time for another deep dive into the complex world of medical science. I am Dr. Victoria Muñoz. Until next time, take care.